Hello and welcome to Streamlabs Live, a new weekly podcast where I interview streamers and people in the streaming industry. I'm your host Doug Vanderlei, broadcasting to you live from the Streamlabs Vancouver office, located in the unceded territory of the Coastal Salish peoples of British Columbia. If you missed the show with WTFO Saurus last week, you can watch the VOD on YouTube in the link below, or subscribe to the audio podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, and anywhere you usually find your podcasts. Before we get started today, I'd like to introduce Streamlabs merch. Create your own online store in seconds, get paid every month, receive custom alerts with each purchase to thank your viewers, and with worldwide shipping and lightning-fast delivery, it's truly magical. Create, design, and start your own custom store by visiting streamlabs.com/merch now. I'd also like to give a special shout out to Curtis Carey, who you might have seen streaming before on the hosted stream, who made the title animation and music for this podcast. You can watch his creative stream on twitch.tv/no such thing as grownups. Some of you might have noticed this little box down here in the bottom of your screen. That's a live view of my phone screen, in which I'm using the Streamlabs OBS remote control to produce this entire podcast at the touch of a button. You can follow along with my scene changes as I switch between the guest and myself during the podcast. And here's that guest himself, Mr. Terry Smith, aka Hey It's Terry on Twitch and Mixer. How's your day treating you, Terry?
Not too bad. How about you, man? Doing good?
Yeah, doing pretty well.
That's awesome. Awesome. And hey, everybody in chat, how you guys and gals are all doing tonight out there, huh?
So you have what could be considered as a variety gaming channel, hosting creative, gaming, and even IRL streams. What have you been streaming recently?
Well, it was going to be a lot of Bless Online, but that's been such a disappointment. I'm still in therapy from it, to be quite honest, man. It's been pretty bad. But lately, a lot of World of Warcraft, some Fortnite, because being a streamer, I think it's a law. Like, you have to be obligated to play that game. Like, to be a serious streamer, you have to play Fortnite now, it seems like. But yeah, Fortnite. Let's see here. I've been playing some H1Z1 just a little bit. I've been trying to get back into Rift, Arcade. I'm going to start playing some The Crew 2. I got into the open beta for that. So far, it's a pretty fun game, but it still can't replace the good old Forza Horizon 3 for me. Been looking forward to Forza Horizon 4 as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it right now, though. Like I like to consider myself a variety streamer, but I try to stick to a small selection of games that I actually really enjoy, you know?
What would you say is your favorite thing to stream?
Oh, geez. Favorite thing? Oh, man. Put me on the spot, man. Okay. Shoot. Favorite thing to stream? Okay, it has to be Fortnite. It really, really does. Like it's just such a fun game. Just getting in there with a big old group of friends, even playing with your viewers and stuff. It's just a ton of fun to get in there, build, wreck some havoc and everything, and just have a good time.
Cool. Do you find that having a variety of different topics rather than one focus impacts growth at all?
It can, and it sometimes will, I guess, if you want to put it that way. It can, in the sense that, okay, like let's say you're playing a lot of Fortnite one day, right? And you get 100 followers just from you playing Fortnite. And then the next day you're playing H1Z1 or insert different game here. And then those people who followed you for Fortnite, oh, well, you're not playing Fortnite. That's not what I followed you for. So now I'm going to either unfollow you and go follow somebody else, or just never watch you again. You know what I mean? Kind of same thing with like YouTube too. Like you make a channel there for one topic and you try to broaden your horizons a little bit. And everybody again is like, oh, well, this isn't what we subscribed to you for in the first place. You know, so kind of a hit or miss thing.
Do you think most of your fans enjoy watching you play Fortnite?
If they enjoy horrible MLG gameplay that should never see the light of day, sure. I mean, Fortnite's one of those kind of games that I really like to play whenever I'm either playing somebody who's also streaming, like my good friends over on Mixer or here on Twitch. But whenever I'm playing the game by myself, I like to play with my viewers, and they tend to love that.
You mentioned something interesting when we were talking before the show about streamers' individuality and how people like to emulate larger streamers. What are your thoughts on this?
I totally understand why they do it, because personally, I'm guilty of that myself. I really, really am. Back whenever I first started streaming, back in 2014, whenever I would say WoW was like in its heyday, if you want to call it that, I was a really big fan of Swifty, really big fan of Soda Poppin'. And I really tried to, I guess you could say, to put it bluntly, to be like them. And like just the way I acted on stream, some of the stuff that I would say. And it was completely out of character for me, like as my own person. And the more and more I thought about it, I just didn't really care for it. And I see that so much now. And if, you know, if anybody ever listens to this guy here, all I'm going to say is just be yourself. Your viewers will appreciate it more. You will appreciate yourself more for actually being unapologetically you, and never be afraid to be seen for who you really are, guys. Trust me, it will pay off in the long run. Never try to be somebody that you're not. Trust me.
I think that's a really interesting point. I was listening to the latest H3 podcast where they talked to Boogie2988, and he was saying,
love that guy.
Yeah, I'd love to have him in here as well.
That'd be so cool.
So they were talking about how they think some of the most successful streamers and YouTubers who've been around for a while eventually have the most success doing things that they enjoy themselves and what they want to do rather than what their viewers want to do.
Exactly.
I think that's maybe more like you might have a faster growth emulating what's popular, but building a solid foundation from the get-go could be something better in the long run.
For sure. And, you know, and you can also jump on another topic with that there too, is that, because again, I was really guilty of this here myself, not going to lie, but a lot of people, they tend to hop on like gaming bandwagons, like, oh, PUBG is really popular right now, or Fortnite's really popular right now, or H1Z1's really popular right now. So they go out and spend all this money on certain games just to play them because all of the big names are playing them. But because so many people's playing them, unless you already have a ton of followers and a ton of views to put you up at the top of the viewer lists, no one is ever going to actually scroll through probably thousands of, if not tens of thousands of streamers playing the exact same thing just to find your really small stream all the way down at the very bottom, unless they're specifically looking for your channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, well, you stream on Twitch and Mixer. Can you tell us a little bit about streaming on both platforms?
Yeah, well, folks, in case any of you guys don't know me, I did get my start here on Twitch. It will forever hold a soft place in my heart. It really, really will. But the service that I use to multicast, it's called Restream.io. By the way, folks, hashtag not sponsored by any way. It's totally free to use. There are paid options, but just for regular, you know, quote unquote regular streamer, the free stuff is all you need. It literally just sends out one stream from your system to their servers, and then their servers send stuff out on their end to wherever you wanted to tell it to. You can go to Smashcast, Mixer, Twitch, YouTube Gaming, YouNow, PlayStation Network. There's just a ton of different server choices you can choose there. But on top of that, though, too, guys and gals, is that they have a chat bot that you can download as a chat client, and you sign in to all the platforms there. And it actually has a chat relay feature to where people can talk to one another on different platforms, because it will actually send each chat to each different platform. It's really, really cool.
Cool. We've been noticing that Mixer has been experiencing some kind of phenomenal growth recently. Does that have something to do with your switch over?
Well, I don't really know, to be honest. Like the main reason why I changed over from Mixer, I mean, not sorry, from Twitch to Mixer, is like a lot of even big names now that are coming over, is just that I saw a lot of stagnation in my numbers. Like I kind of hit that plateau, and that's not to say that numbers are everything, because they definitely aren't. It's just that for putting all the time and resources and sometimes money into a platform, you kind of sort of want to see that given back to you a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, sort of a little self-plug for us here, but you've often been a vocal fan of Streamlabs OBS.
Oh, I love it so much.
First of all, thanks for using the product.
You're welcome, man. It's my pleasure, seriously.
How do you think it helps your career as a streamer?
Oh, how doesn't it, my lord? Okay, guys, for real, if you are not using slobs, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Just the fact that I no longer have to have like 3 or 4 different things open at one time. It's all in one piece of software, guys. The Streamlabs dashboard is right there. all of your scenes, all free overlays and customized widget themes are in there as well. You can customize with what they have. You can do your own custom CSS if you want to as well. And the biggest thing for me, guys, was that the chat is built right in. That is huge for me. I absolutely love it, guys. And on top of that, and I still don't know what kind of magic y'all are using behind the scenes, but my streams, for some reason, look better in Streamlabs OBS than the regular OBS Studio or even XSplit. I don't know how, but they legit look better.
I think that magic is the blood, sweat, and tears of developers.
That too.
So we were talking before about the explosion of these battle royale games, such as Fortnite and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Have you tried out Realm Royale at all?
Yes, I have. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. I never really got into Paladins that much, but from what I was told from people, that the characters in Realm Royale are the same characters from Paladins, I think. So there's kind of a similarity there, just a little bit. But I think the best part about the game is the very beginning. Whenever you're, like going in, you do a superhero landing, and I think that's the best part. It's so cool. I love it. Bad for the knees, though.
Oh, a bit of a Deadpool quote there, right?
I love it.
Filmed right here in sunny, cloudy Vancouver.
Dang right, man. I love it. Fantastic.
Did you see on our PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds today, there was this post that said, we have supported this game since early access. PUBG has made over $730 million, yet it's still not optimized. Cheaters are rampant. Crates are locked behind keys, even after charging $30 for the game. And they now even introduced this $9.99 event pass. What do you think about that?
Ah, boy. Like, I totally understand that, gaming companies, developers, they had, research and development and payroll and all that stuff. But, and of course, they have to make money and everything. But the biggest factor behind that is that they're never going to make the money they're trying to make unless they listen to their player base and give them exactly what they want. I have some good friends here on Twitch that all they stream is PUBG. And like every second or third stream that they do, they have nothing but problems with the game. Like their PC runs fine. The stream itself looks beautiful, 1080p 60, looks fantastic. But PUBG itself can sometimes be such a crap show with the optimism. And it makes no sense to me too, man, because I've noticed even on my own high-end system here that one patch, the gameplay is just fine. Next patch, just fine. But the patch after that, it tanks to rock bottom. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, and it's just one of those kind of like give and take things, It's like, well, we can optimize it here, but that takes away from development of something else. But it's like, how about you guys and gals optimize what you already have and then work on new stuff,
Yeah, yeah. I think that model of the Battle Pass works for something like Fortnite, especially being free to play.
Oh, yeah.
And just because Epic is so transparent and they do very quick patching as well.
Oh, heavens, yeah.
I found that when I used to play PUBG, I don't have the same feeling playing Fortnite. My palms would get sweaty and I get stressed. Like, I'm playing games to have fun at the end of the day.
Oh, I get it, man. I am the same way. Like, PUBG, I think is I guess you could say more higher stakes game, but Fortnite makes me nervous. Like, it really, like, you can be having a lot of fun, but if you forget to build at the right time or at the right spot, your entire squad is done for. It's just not fair.
What about Realm Royale? I haven't played that one myself.
A very well optimized game. I will say that first and foremost. It is very well optimized. I believe it's actually built on the exact same engine that Paladins is, obviously. And that game in and of itself is a very well optimized game, in my opinion, at least for my system here. But yeah, the gameplay overall is very similar to Fortnite, to where, you dive in, superhero land, pick your stuff up, your weapons, your armor. But what sets it apart, though, that I think is pretty cool, is that instead of just playing a generic soldier style character, you have, like if you select a mage, you can pick up like a couple of spells to use. If you're a warrior, a couple skills to use, so on and so forth. So instead of being a generic style character, you have different classes, and I believe it's warrior, ranger, assassin, mage, and I think there's another one. I just cannot think. Oh, engineer, the engineer. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And yeah, it's just a really fun game. I'm not a fan of the hitboxes though, because in order to hit somebody, like you have to be aiming exactly where you want to hit them at. So, and even if they move, it's kind of, you just miss them. You know what I mean? But
Do you think that's just like an early bug, or is it a mechanic?
I would say it's a mechanic, because from what I remember playing Paladins, it was kind of similar. Like you had to aim exactly where you wanted to aim just to make sure you got him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if they moved like mid shot, then you missed them.
So we changed tack a bit. What would you say is your growth timeline of starting streaming, becoming a streamer to where you are today?
Oh man, well, first started back in 2014 with ArcAge. I got into the alpha for that. I won a contest to bump up my founders pack to the $150 Arceum founders pack, and that gave you pre-alpha and alpha access. So 2014 is when I got started. Got to around 250-ish followers here on Twitch about 4 years after that, because I didn't really take it seriously up until about a year or so ago. But then I heard about Mixer. Well, back then it was called Beam.pro. Went there for a little bit, but it was so new. You know what I mean? Like there was literally nobody there yet, maybe a couple 100,000 users. But now we all know they got bought out by Microsoft, and now they have just exploded onto the scene. It's just crazy how fast that they've grown now. But as far as streaming here on Twitch, I've pretty much moved to Mixer full time. And in my time there, a full time, serious time, I guess you could call it, I've gotten around 110 followers in around a month. So compared that to Twitch, I think you have the potential to grow a lot quicker on Mixer if you play your cards right.
Yeah, and maybe that goes back to what we were saying before about even being yourself rather than trying to emulate established streamers, like
exactly
using these new platforms and spreading out and trying your own thing.
Exactly, because whenever you move to like such a new platform like Mixer, there might be the couple people that have, back then, like, 10 to 20,000 followers, but there's nobody there that's, I guess you could say, big enough to try to emulate. You know what I mean? Like, for lack of a better word, So like you're kind of pretty much forced to be yourself, which is wonderful.
So we just cut to a quick message from the Streamlabs merch team again. Introducing Streamlabs merch, our all-in-one solution for branded custom apparel that represents you and your community. It's the fastest and easiest way to start your own custom merch store, get paid every month, receive custom alerts with each purchase to thank your viewers. And with worldwide shipping and lightning-fast delivery, it's truly magical. So how does it work? We handle printing, shipping, fulfillment, and customer service for you so that you can keep doing what you do best. It's easy to set up, and the upload wizard will help you create your own store in seconds. Don't have a logo? No worries. We can help you make one. Streamlabs merch gives creators another way to get paid doing what they love and lets viewers show their support beyond the broadcast with something they can hold in their hands and wear in real life. Create, design, and start your own custom store by visiting streamlabs.com/merch now. Also, tag us on Instagram repping your favorite streamer to be featured on our page at Streamlabs merch. So, before the break, when we were talking about PUBG, I had another thought. What do you think about when Bluehole is going after Epic for their...
Oh boy, where do I begin? Personally, I think it's just I don't know if I can say this or not, but I think it's a load of BS. I really, really do. The only thing similar to PUBG that Fortnite does is the whole last man standing thing, or squads now, It has its own building mechanic. It has its own, stylized gameplay and everything. So as it's like they're literally trying to compare apples to oranges. They're two completely separate games, but they have similar qualities. But I really just don't think it's going to go anywhere. I really don't, because I don't see how Epic tried to like impose on PUBG Corp's IP, So yeah. How that one's going to play out, I have no idea.
I guess on the other hand, there'd be an argument to be made about like the battle bus and the plane and the parachute, but
Yeah, that's true. That's
Really,
true.
beyond that, that's like Halo and COD getting into a legal battle.
Exactly. Well, and then on top of that too, man, have you seen a game called Ring of? I'm gonna probably butcher the last name here, so I'm sorry, but I think it's called Ring of Elysium.
Sounds about right, but I haven't heard of it. Like
Yeah,
the movie Elysium with the ring.
no. This game here, it's literally I think it's from overseas, but it's from the company that PUBG Corp uses to make the mobile version of PUBG. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it literally is PUBG Overseas Edition. And it's literally the exact same game as PUBG. But because they work with them to put out their PUBG Mobile, that's just fine. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, exact same game, but the driving mechanics are horrible. At least in my opinion, they are because we all have those. But yeah, just I understand that they make the mobile version for them guys, but it's I just don't see how they're allowing that because that literally is a ripoff. It really, really is the exact same game.
Are they involved with it, or is it just this company ripping off their own game?
I don't believe that PUBG Corp is involved directly with this Ring of Elysium. I just know that they're allowing it to exist because technically speaking, you're not supposed to be able to play it here in the States because all the servers are located in Taiwan. But if you work it right, you actually can play it here. So, and it's kind of ironic too because, or funny I should say, because the mechanics in Ring of Elysium are a lot better than what they are in PUBG. At least it was last time I played it. There was no server lag. Everything wasn't glitchy. Like whenever you go to bend down to pick up something, you actually pick it up the first time you hit the button, and your character just isn't there swiping at the ground for like 10 minutes straight. It
Yeah.
actually worked. It was a lot of fun. It really, really was. Like in my opinion, it's everything PUBG should have been, but it's not made by them though. It's so funny.
So speaking of legal gray areas, a bunch of streamers are getting pinged today for DMCA claims.
Yeah, I saw that. Saw that.
You use this company Pretzel.rocks.
Oh yeah, love them.
What's that like?
It's fantastic, guys. They have categories in there for all sorts of music. If whether it's EDM, trance, rock, hip hop, rap, whatever, but everything in there though, folks, is completely copyright free. A matter of fact, if you're even more paranoid about it, like if you want to upload your streams or something to YouTube after you get done streaming on Mixer, YouTube Gaming, or even here on Twitch, there's actually a checkbox in the Pretzel Rock settings on the desktop client, and I believe on the web client as well, that actually is YouTube safe mode, to where anything they play is 100% free to use on YouTube. So whenever you don't have that checked, everything is fine, but there might be a couple songs you might get flagged on, but not an actual copyright strike. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's fantastic, guys. 100% recommend it. Really, really do.
So you talk a lot about the tech specs of your PC build on Twitter, etc. What's some of your dream hardware given given an unlimited budget? Geez, I don't know how that came out that way, but
You know what? It's okay, man. Like I got a stutter problem too, so it's just fine. You're good. Let's see here.
early
My
days.
dream, man. Okay, well, only because and technically I am an AMD guy, but I'm by no means biased. Like right now, I have a Ryzen 1700, 32 gigs of RAM, and a 1080 Ti from EVGA before the Win 3. Beast of a system. But if I had an unlimited amount of money, I would probably, oh man, this is so hard. I would probably have to go with a Threadripper 2 because they're going to be released in like the next few months here, I would assume. Some sort of high-end Threadripper motherboard, probably something from Gigabyte or Asus, probably. 128 gigs DDR4 because why the heck not? A GTX Titan V from NVIDIA because I want the CUDA cores for editing. And that's, I don't even, man, what kind of case though? Probably, same case I have now, I guess, the Fantex P400. Probably a couple of curved 4K 144 hertz panels because why the heck not? Like let's do a 37-inch,
Yeah.
because for funsies. Then if it's no budget at all, why not a Canon C200 cinema camera for a webcam? Because we can. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much it, I think. Yeah.
Why not two of them, and you can cut to different angles as well? Have like
Yes,
a puppy
two of them.
cam.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay, I got it. So you know what? Three of them. So why not three of them? Why not?
Yeah, I mean, and if you're having a dual PC stream setup as well, do you do that currently?
Yeah. No, everything that you guys see comes from this PC right here. 8 cores, 16 threads. It handles anything I attempt to throw at this thing, for real.
So I saw an interesting tweet of yours. Let's see if I can find it here in my... 1 second there. It was the 6 selfie. Did that ever take off? Hashtag 6 selfie. I mean,
no, it did not. No.
If you're watching live, it was International Selfie Day yesterday, so maybe something we can get going.
Yeah, like that. Oh man, like I'm actually still recovering from it. But folks, sinusitis is never fun. Shout out to my doctors for giving me out a Z-Pack. Fixed me right up. It was so bad.
Just
so
found
bad.
it anyway, but it's slipped behind.
That's
because
okay.
I reordered the same. But that's on me, not on Slobs. Anyway. Well,
oh no! Don't. Oh no! There it is.
Well, thanks so much for coming on the show today, Terry. Is there anything you'd like to plug?
Surprisingly, actually, no, not really. Everything is pretty much set on my end. But thank you so much for the opportunity to come on here and talk to you guys. It was a ton of fun. Thank you all so much.
Yeah, anytime. It seems like you got a lot of good stuff to talk about. Where can people find you on social media and streaming?
Well, for Twitch, it's right here, twitch.tv/Hey It's Terry, mixer.com/Hey It's Terry. My Twitter is Oh Hey Terry, and I think my Instagram is Hey I'm Terry. I tried to get everything all as one thing or as close as I possibly can, but surprisingly, there are a lot of people who want the name Hey I'm Terry. Seriously.
I'm having some similar issues with that myself.
It's horrible, isn't it? Like, why? No, that's me. No, it's mine.
So, I'm at Glossato on everything but Twitter, because it's an inactive account. And I heard talking about the H3 podcast, Ninja talking about the same problem. And, you know, I got like glossato@hotmail.com in 2001, and I've used it for absolutely everything. And so now I'm not sure whether I want to keep chasing that for my Twitter handle, or if I just want to go ahead and switch everything to Doug Vanderlei.
I mean, it might be easier. Like I know a lot of like my Meg, her name on Twitch used to be a Sinfully Riddling. She just rebranded all of her stuff to her actual name. You know what I mean? So I mean, maybe you might want to think about doing that there too. Why not? Yeah.
Well, for the moment, I'm at Doug Vanderlei, and the show is at Streamlabs Live. So yeah, again, thank you so much for coming. Anytime you can just message us. We'd love to have you. Thanks everyone for joining us today for the first episode. If you missed it, we'll be posting a VOD on the Streamlabs YouTube channel, which you can find in the link below. We'll also be releasing the podcast as an audio download next Wednesday on all your podcasting platforms. We're now on iTunes as well. If you could rate and review, that would be greatly appreciated. You can follow Streamlabs on Twitter at StreamlabsHQ, the podcast at Streamlabs Live, and me at Doug Vanderlei. Join me next Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, when I talk to Stacey Roy.